Hey gang, good morning. John from The Good Dog. How is everybody doing out there? Pretty nice day. Pretty nice day. Blue skies, no rain. We've had so much rain. Whew. Positively swampy. Okay, so you guys know I'm writing the book, so doing a lot more videos than writing currently just because I've only got so much brain power for it. So bear with me, we'll be back to like articles and blog posts and things like that shortly, but right now you got me in the video. So hopefully that's good enough, or not too challenging to take early in the morning, pre-shower. Anyways, I wanted to talk with you guys. I was just going through the book and there's this one quote in there that I really like, and I probably won't even remember it, but basically just saying that you should be, it's my quote, right? I should know it. You should be looking for more than obedience. You should be looking for a great attitude, is basically the upshot of it. I'm sure it's worded a little bit better than that. But from so much of what we've seen so many trainers and so many dogs that come in here from past training that obedience work has been the primary, if not the sole focus of the work done with the dog. And a lot of people would argue and say, well, good obedience work should give you a good attitude. I'd say that there's some parts of that that are true, but if your focus point isn't on creating a good attitude, your focus point's going to be elsewhere. If your focus point's just how we work, so if your focus point is great obedience, you're going to be more tuned in to great obedience and the standards of what that looks like, what creates that, what equals that, rather than a great attitude and what goes into a great attitude within a dog. So we've had plenty of dogs that have come in that are highly trained, like banging, know all sorts of stuff, oodles of commands, but have really bad attitudes, or they've got arousal issues, self-control issues, even though they're highly trained, right? So it doesn't seem to make any sense. That seems like that would completely be in opposition to good obedience. But like, there's a difference between a dog that's able to perform an activity and be like in a comfortable, solid state of mind, and a dog that's barely holding on by a thread, you know, like chomping at the bit and doing some obedience command, but it's really like, you know, so that's kind of the arousal side of things. But then there's dogs that have, right, so that's obedience that's got arousal in it, that can really be a conflict with good behavior. And then we've got obedience that has the attitude problem still, or that attitude component still kind of built in and not addressed. And that may be a dog that knows all sorts of commands, but as far as how they actually feel about human beings or how they feel about other dogs or things like that may not be in the best space. They may know a lot of stuff, but they may not have, they may be executing rehearsed behaviors much more so. Sorry, just seeing a little screw down here. Don't want doggies to step on it. They may be engaging in rehearsed behaviors more so than they are making great choices, or even on a deeper note, feeling better about something, feeling different about something, feeling healthy about something. And I hope this isn't getting too esoteric or hard to hold on to, but it's really like at the core for me of what's the difference between really healthy training and kind of more of a superficial training. So we've had dogs that come in here that know caboodles of commands, but like super disrespectful of people. You can use the commands to try and control and harness it, but you could tell that it was just different levels, if that makes sense. Like, so the dog has all these commands, cool, I can do this, as long as you ask me this, but like given any opportunity to push or be disrespectful or negate or disregard you, that would absolutely happen. So we've seen this in so many different contexts, like I said, with people, regarding people's, as far as the dog's attitude and behavior and personality, but also with dogs and other things like that. So I would just love to just kind of propose this concept and just put it out there that if you're trying to do like high flying obedience and it's all about like competition and you need high speed and you need a dog that's like aroused and like in that spot, like that's a very different thing. That's a totally different story, and I've got no issues with that. If you're doing any kind of competition, sports work, different worlds. But if we're talking about the pet dog world, then we're talking about dogs that we're trying to help live comfortably in people's homes and in their neighborhoods and walks and things like that. For those dogs, major arousal issues or attitude issues are going to be very contradictory to living comfortably with those dogs. So as something I'd like to propose for both owners and trainers is to just tweak that focal point. Just tweak that focal point and see what you get out of it. Tweak that focal point where you're looking for less of just like, oh, he's holding a good sit, or he's holding a good down, or he recalled and did a nice, like, you know, like recalled front or whatever the hell it's called. But instead, how does the dog feel? How does the dog's attitude and demeanor feel? Is he in a good space? Is he respectful? Is he hanging by a thread, or is he comfortable in his own skin? I would ask everybody to look a little deeper beyond the kind of superficial rehearsed behaviors and see if you can find, like I said, something deeper, something a little bit more meaningful, something that points to a dog whose attitude's in a great space, but also physical demeanor of how they kind of feel in their own skin and how they move through the world is more comfortable. So it's something just to, it's a good conversation. I'm sure there'll be some people that will have some varying opinions, and that's welcome. And like I said, don't confuse this with like trying to squelch like high drive dogs and things like that that are meant to be doing sport work and stuff like that. I'm talking about family pets and primarily trainers and sometimes owners that are focused because they've been conditioned or programmed or taught, whatever, that obedience is the only thing. And good obedience work should also have great personality, great attitude, great personality, great attitude built into how those commands work with the dog and how the dog works in its environment and with its people. So something I think that gets left out, something I think doesn't get focused on enough, something that we've seen a ton of: dogs that know a lot of stuff, but dogs that don't have good feelings about how they move through the world or good feelings about human beings or other dogs. And they actually have entitled, bratty, pushy, disrespectful attitudes, but they know a lot of stuff. And they'll even perform a lot of stuff. But there's a big difference, big difference. So hopefully this is helpful for you guys. Spark some conversations, some thoughts, get you guys thinking about some good stuff. And any questions, of course, hit me up in the comments and we will dive in and see what we can figure out with this complex ongoing debate. All right, guys, take care.